All right. Good afternoon. Bonjour tout le monde.
Hello, everyone.
It's already our last session of this meeting. Déjà notre dernière session pour cette rencontre nationale.
Our last segment for this national meeting. Do we still have energy in the room?
Très surpris.
Very surprised.
Bravo,
Honestly,
bravo. De garder cette énergie-là vivante.
Bravo to keep the energy
Je change un
alive.
peu de ce que j'avais
I'm changing my initial plans
plan préliminaire parce qu'on évidemment j'ai
because time was cut a little bit. I only have about 30 minutes. What you so we'll have an open discussion on the last 2 days.
This session is called What Changes Monday Morning? Qu'est-ce qui change lundi matin? So we're now shifting from identifying best practices to examining how we actually work together in practice. And I've been hearing a lot in the conversation that we had in the past few days how collaboration is a key piece in what you want to do as part of this network. La collaboration est revenue dans toutes
Collaboration
les tables de discussion cet après-midi.
has been brought up at almost all tables this afternoon. The word collaboration since yesterday has come up so many times. This says a lot about the strength that you want to show. I've been facilitating for groups, for many groups for several years. I do strategic communications, and I haven't heard collaboration as much since the last year, and it's even since the pandemic. Why? Because humans are realizing the need to be surrounded by others, to support each other, to help each other. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, our organizations, your programs realize that it's by working together that we can maximize our impact. We are not alone in this dynamic. When we try to do everything, you see what can happen. We talked about mental health, isolation, wanting to do everything, help in everywhere for all activities in all sectors. We want to be everywhere at once. We want to give, help everyone. Is this always possible? When we're alone, we don't have the strength of the group.
Expression in English that we say, it's the power of the network, but also the power of network. Why I'm saying this is what I've seen in the past few days, in the past 2 days, is we do already have a strong network in this room and also online. I've seen all of the discussions that were happening online. At one point, there were like 93 participants online. That's on top of all of you in this room today. Donc, quand je parle de cette collaboration qui doit être encore plus impactante,
when I'm talking about this collaboration, it demonstrates the strength of what you should start thinking about starting Monday morning. I'll give you until Monday morning.
Either tonight or tomorrow morning, so you won't have time to go to your office and work on this stuff. But Monday morning, on va commencer à penser dans cette session-ci.
We'll start thinking about things in this session with who and how you want to work with people in the room. And I want to hear you out. I already want to see this leadership being shown inside the group that we have here and on the virtual platform.
Donc, la session aujourd'hui, c'est pas
Today's session If we'll get inspired from it from the last 2 days in what you learned. And we are not necessarily the step of eliminating best practices, but we're really into the tangible ways of working together. We want to hear partners. We want to hear you on what we do. What do we do together? It's not a networking exercise. Networking, you've had plenty of time to do that. It's rather a way to start structuring the collaboration inside your network. So please regroup, and each of your tables will be groups. If you feel the need to go elsewhere to have deeper conversation, then feel free to do so. You can join other conversations with other tables, but I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll be generous with you. I'll give you 7 minutes.
I would like you and all of you to reflect on how partnerships currently function in your network. Identify where collaboration is strong. Examine where collaboration breaks down, because it happens. And explore where clearer alignment is possible. So the focus will remain practical, but also role appropriate. Because like I just said, one person can't do everything. It's all about the power of networks. So let's start out with this first conversation about what we will do. Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire? I give you 7 minutes.
What we will do.
And just as a reminder, we are not here to critique individuals. We don't want to point fingers. On n'est pas là ici pour critiquer des individus.
We're not here to criticize peoples or organizations. We don't want to point anyone with your finger. We are here to understand.
Where are we aligned? Where do things get complicated? Where could better collaboration make a measurable difference? This is where we are with those questions. And I'll give another minute or so to finish our conversation. Just another minute to discuss around your table. And for the people that are listening to us online, if you have any insights regarding the questions that you see on your screen, you're more than welcome to share that into the chat, and Gloria will take note of that. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. That's my best imitation of a clock. All right. Are there any volunteers to come to the mic and share what they've discussed around their table? I would like some volunteers to go out. There are 2 mics on either sides of the stage. If there are any volunteers who wants to come out first and discuss about what were the discussions today. All right, so we do have a volunteer on my left side. So yes, hello, you were standing up. Yes, hi.
Thank you.
And we're listening.
I have support from my table here because I don't always like talking in the mic. So thank you, table, for the courage and the support. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about collaboration and support. So I'm from the SWIS-TÉÉ program, so we're out in Ajax with CDCD. And when we first started up, we actually had regional coordination. We had provincial coordination. And when we started our program, we had all of this support. We were out in Peel, same bay, and she was helping us set up things. We went out to Scarborough and we saw Zora. She helped us set up things.
Right.
We had that support network around us. After they got rid of provincial coordination, there was a real gap, I think. But we continued to connect as coordinators, as managers, because this coordination is important. And now that it's back with Malini doing that for us, I see great things connecting everyone and sharing resources. Because this group here is one of the most collaborative programs I think that IRCC has. The nature of SWIS, we don't compete against each other because we all have our school catchments. So that sets the stage for cooperation, collaboration, and you know, that's why I'm so proud to be among all of you.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing this. Any other volunteer, d'autres volontaires? Absolutely, you can go ahead. And you can go directly to the mic, actually. We'll take another person after that.
So, hi, everyone. Actually, we've talked about multiple things on our table. So my colleague here, he is from Lethbridge, Alberta. So one of the things that he said is that they are open to a lot of resources because they are a small town, so everyone knows each other. So connecting is pretty easy for them. On the other hand, for a bigger city, a little bigger city, which is Thunder Bay, where I'm from, actually, we do have a lot of resources, but also I was thinking about connecting with the guys that I met here, and I got their cards because communicating with smaller cities and bigger cities actually gives me more open-mindedness and ideas about how to use the resources that I have in a better way. So how to connect with other people, how to get into more programmings, and how to help youth and even younger ones and parents and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing this,
Thank you.
actually. Thank you. Any other volunteer? One last time. One last time. One last time. Maybe not. Perfect. Let's go to the next step. Let's focus on guiding principles. So what we will focus on now is really about strengthening what already exists. So we've been talking about sometimes constraints that we do have in terms of resources. So how do we strengthen what we already have in possession or in our grounds, right? How do we improve clarity and coordination, collaboration? We can agree on the word. I prefer more collaboration than coordination, but also enhancing collaboration within our current capacity. It's going to be a very quick conversation. It's going to be a 2-minute conversation. Go. I know it's going quick, but there's already 1 minute left to the conversation. It should be a pretty easy one, in my opinion. And also, just to keep things interesting, in women's hockey right now, it's Canada leading 1-0 against the United States. Second period. Merci à Marie-Claude. Marie-Claude qui
Thank
suit
you,
ça.
Marie-Claude, who is following this as well as being here.
Merci, Marie-Claude. Tu vas nous amener les résultats.
Thank you, Marie-Claude. You'll bring us the results.
And I'll be hosting the Primetime Olympics tonight at the hotel lobby if you want to hear more. No, I'm just joking. Alors, on revient à la conversation sur les
Let's come back to
principes
the conversation on the guiding principles. Do we have volunteers that would like to come to the microphone and share on the discussions they've had?
Are there any volunteers who want to contribute to the conversation? It's really important at this point that we have volunteers contributing to the conversation. All right, people, so we listen. Bonjour, hi.
Hello. This kind of answers the first one and this one. But as organizations and in the
Oh,
school...
wait, we need people to listen.
Do I need to speak more into the
We
microphone?
need people to listen. Let's keep the focus, people. I know we're getting late in the meeting, but we need to keep the focus. All right, we're listening.
Okay. So a lot of our organizations and the schools have very formal systems within them. And collectively, collaboratively, we need the more formal systems between us in the middle. So hopefully that's something that we can standardize or work on here with Ariza, and then that's also capacity. So a lot of the complex challenges that we have, they're not quick fixes. It takes time, and there's not always capacity, and so it gets kind of lost, or we're repeating the same things over and over. So again, I'm hoping that now that we have a national SWIS, like regional coordinators and a national team here, that we can really be working on that capacity piece of like, what is the formal systems that we can clarify in the middle between SWIS and the school.
Formalizing the middle ground, that's what I hear. Perfect. Thank you so much. Any other volunteers in the room? Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres bénévoles, d'autres volontaires dans la salle?
Do we have other volunteers in the room that want to share on their discussions? I see Marie-Claude that comes out of the hockey game. This is real engagement, Marie-Claude. We were talking about multitasking earlier, so this is exactly it. I simply wanted to say that I know that we've been a bit strict in yesterday's panel. I said things as I was thinking them as usual, but I really want to highlight the exceptional work of IRCC, especially in our program officers that are there to support us and answer our questions. We can really feel that they are with us at all times. That's very important when we talk about what is already there. And we need to take care of these officers. My interventions yesterday were in part for program officers that have really odd jobs, but their heart is at the right place. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Marie-Claude. Very important to highlight what she said. And do we have someone else before we move on to the next discussion subject? This will also be integrated into the final report. The next step, while you're still current at your table, I think we'll jump over that. We will be short on time if we keep going this way. We will now ask questions about the system, on the ecosystem. I will give you thoughts to discuss on, to reflect on. Please think about the following questions. Our roles and responsibilities of each one of you are clearly understood. Is communication proactive, or is it rather reactive? Does collaboration depend on individuals rather than systems? And I know that we've had discussions on that since yesterday. Are youth and family voices integrated consistently? And I've heard that in this youth engagement strategy session earlier. I would be curious to know what came out of that. I'll give you 5 minutes to think about it. Go ahead.
I just want to be clear, so this session is about collaboration and partnerships. So we're mostly focusing on collaboration and partnerships at this point. All right, people, one last minute, une dernière minute.
One last minute.
If there are any volunteers who are ready to pick on the mic and share the discussion that has been happening at your table, please be free to do so. All right, it is now time to share your insights from your table, ladies and gentlemen. So anyone who wants to break the ice and share what happened during this discussion, what was discussed? I'm curious. I'm truly curious. Absolutely, yeah, go ahead. The mic is yours.
Okay, people at my table said I should share this, so
Absolutely,
I'm
and I'll
taking
get people to listen to
I'm
what
taking
you
their
say.
lead, yeah.
Just wait a moment. So, Let's hear it, people. Thank you.
So I was telling people at our table we have a new system for self-referral. So when parents go in to a school or to the registration center to register their kids for school, now the people at that school or the registration center will show them a poster in English and Farsi and Chinese that says, would you like services in your own language to help you get oriented to the school? And there's a QR code on it. So the parents can scan the QR code, we get a form, an MS form, and then just with like 3 questions we ask them to answer. You know, what's your name, contact information, what services that you need. It comes directly to the program, and then we just contact them. So it kind of makes it easy for the schools. I think they're willing to, they're so overwhelmed, the schools are. And so this kind of is a way of making it easy for them to collaborate with us.
Easy of the process to communicate those information. That's amazing to hear. Perfect. Anyone else? Anyone else who wants to share? Yes, absolutely. You can go right ahead. And please, if you see the mic free, you can just go up to the mic, and I'll definitely recognize you at that moment. Yes, go ahead.
Oui,
Bonjour.
bon après-midi tout le monde.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to talk about the roles and responsibilities that sometimes are not very clear. I say that because I've noticed that in some schools, the management and teachers don't understand the role of TEE and SWIS. Just like we've said yesterday, the TEE is the person who's there to do it all. Interpretation, that's the TEE. So if we're talking about a moment where we need to share at Christmas, everything that touches on gifts and presents, we'll go get the TEE. And what we notice is that it happens that when a student is sick, for example, so they will call the TEE, and that's the person who will call the parents and come and take the student. And it would be good that the roles be clear, and that the reason of being there be clear, because otherwise it gets muddy and nobody knows. When a student is there, that it could be Canadian. So maybe it could be a permanent resident, or it could be a refugee. So that means that any student, and I'm sorry to say it like that, but be it a black color, even if it's a citizen, they will call the TEE, but it's not our type of clients. It's a normal student that needs to be followed up just on the same level as other students. Sometimes we ask ourselves, what's really happening in the schools? Is the job position, is it really clearly defined? It's this collaboration that every time we need to repeat, here is our mandate, here is, it's not for me, it's the school psychologist, or it's for such and such person. So we really need to keep saying and repeat these things so that schools can really understand the program of the TEE and the SWIS program. Thank you.
Certainly, we can actually give a round of applause. Absolutely. I can hear role clarification, especially with the TE that are finding themselves through school. Other sharing, because we're going to go for the next question. I know that I'm short on time.
Am I able to get at least 5 or more minutes? Just want to make sure. That's good. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. All right, so I do have 5 more minutes with you folks. And I think it's going to be important actually to address, let me just see. Yes, we'll go right there actually. Okay. So for the next 5 minutes, I want you to find a piece of paper anything that is available in front of you, whether it is from a notepad or anything. And I want you all at your table, not everyone, because that would be a lot of actions, but at your table to define one concrete action that we could do on a short-term basis to accentuate collaboration and partnerships. Une action concrète pour accentuer la collaboration sur
Define
le
one
court terme.
concrete action to define
Également,
on a short-term basis to define collaboration, and also
qui va
a
permettre de
long-term one
solidifier davantage
to define,
le réseau.
to
And also
solidify
one
even
long-term
more the
action
network,
that
and
will solidify
long-term
the
action that
power
will
of this network. I will give you 3 minutes to do that. All right, one more minute, folks. Une autre minute.
one more minute.
I love to see so much engagement still going on in this room at 4 p.m. on day 2 of a national meeting. That means a lot. I hope everyone was able to find one concrete action to get things going. And I hope that the conversations you had today was actually meaningful for the work you're doing on a daily basis. If you hear me, clap your hands once. If you hear me, clap your hands twice. If you hear me, clap your hands 3 times. And if you hear me, give yourself a big round of applause. So I understand this session was actually very quick thinking. But I know, and from my personal experience, many meetings that I've attended, whether nationwide, regionally, even locally, it's always like a great generator for conversation. But I hope the last 2 days, and especially with this session, but with all the sessions that we've had, it goes even further than just a conversation generator. I truly believe that we were able to gather up and to generate more structured information, something more tangible that we can work on together. I will briefly explain the next step because I'm not only a great MC. I had the comment a lot since yesterday. Thank you all for your generous comments. But I'll be the one also gathering all the information that were discussed since yesterday morning. From the panels, to the breakout sessions, to the conferences, I'll be the one writing a recommendation report that will be directed to our partners, that will be directed to the network, how you can strengthen your collaboration as well, how you can do your work even better for yourself, to be as productive as you can. But it's going to be a document that will be generated by you and from you. We wanted the grassroots of our network to participate in those important conversations, and that exactly happened since yesterday morning. I would like to take a moment to thank you all for your generosity, because being here, sharing your experiences, sharing what you've learned along the way. Maybe you're fairly new to your role and your position, but you're bringing a background of experiences. That means a lot. And that truly means something. And so, to everyone here in this room, online, I would like all of you to know that your insights are valued. And you will see some part of your insights inside the recommendation report that will be available in the coming weeks. On that note, I know it was a quick session, but thank you all for your great participation in today's session. Give yourself a big round of applause.